In one of my previous videos talking about the second sister of the famed Montelli family of Rinascita, Carlotta, we discussed who could be the first sister of the noble family, albeit in a passing remark. So today I wanted to discuss who that could be and more reasoning for this. Now bear in mind this is some dubious speculation of the utmost kind, but I thought it was something I would like to put forth with you all, so please indulge me. People have mentioned the possibility of Zhezhi, one of the other resonators shown in the 2.0 drip marketing, as being a contender for the role of the first sister of the Montelli family and Carlotta's assumed older sister. Although I agree this is a possible outcome for various reasons which you can find from the channel Sid Neymar, which I will link below, so be sure to check him out for the full details. Let's discuss my opposing theory. I will say I do agree Zhezhi is definitely linked to the Montelli family, and in my opinion more than likely in the role of offering wardship to Carlotta rather than sisterhood. So, what is a wardship? A wardship is used in special circumstances such as when a child is in danger. It can be used in a number of situations to typically give power to a court, but in this instance, I believe it is given to Zhezhi or the organisation Zhezhi represents. Now if you look to her attire, she evokes the feeling of an authoritarian figure or potentially a person in the role of security or guardianship of something or someone. With the accompanying drip market artwork we saw came the quote, "There goes the alarm, guess it's time to get to work," which again would make sense for a person in the role of protecting a person or a place. Beyond Zhezhi's official styled attire, I am sure most of you have noticed the devil-like horns and tail to boot, denoting an almost chthonic look to her, which relates to the underworld in Greek mythology, which if Rinascita is based on Venice makes total sense since the Venetian mythology is heavily intertwined with Roman, Etruscan and Greek mythos. Other reasons for Chthonian involvement to Rinascita could well be linked to the sentinel of the upcoming location, which we will go into in my next video when I talk about the possible creature that is the sentinel of Rinascita, its origins in our world and potential links back to the chthonic gods and Reguna. Now, why would Carlotta need a wardship and to have a protector ordered to keep her safe? Well, she is the child of what we know to be one of, if not the most powerful family in Rinascita, and it would make sense for such an important figure to have someone watching over her on a day-to-day basis. That being said, I think it goes further than just the need for a guardian for the upcoming pistol resonator, and goes into a more potentially darker reason linked to her sister, a sister who potentially is linked to the Tacits of Rinascita. We know that Rinascita is the land of Tacit discords, where humans and Tacits live side by side in harmony, and a place where Tacits are known to talk. So, how was this achieved? By experiments? By discovering an untold secret of the Tacits? Or maybe by learning to combine the frequencies of humans potentially on the verge of death and the Tacits themselves, that then could quell the need to feed on resonance and somehow leave an echo of the person within the Tacit, thus creating a controllable or tamed vessel that has the potential for speech. As we already know in the game, the reverse is the goal of one of the most infamous factions in Solaris. But what would be the reason for this though? It could be one of the reasons for the seemingly rapid revival of Rinascita post-Lament, a potential workforce that has been used for generations to help with various menial tasks and the rebuilding of the city, a way to reduce the threat of Tacits lingering on the shores of the nation by whatever means they have discovered, thus allowing for stability to return. We know that the Phraxida's strongest belief is to bring about the true lament, and to do so requires the evolution of humans by absorbing Tacit discords into themselves. Could this technique and the idea be some kind of reverse engineered version of what happens at Rinascita? Was the Phraxida's modus operandi an extension of a Rinascitan philosophy? And how does this relate to Carlotta, Zhezhi and the first daughter of the Montelli family? Well, if we think about a character who is inextricably linked to Tacit discords, a character who can summon and potentially control them, a character who has a resemblance to Carlotta in regards to her hair colour, her clothing style, and also a flower that seems to adorn both characters or at least look the same, and a theme of flowers in general, we come to one character, Phrolova. Now when I talk about their clothing style, well the most obvious is the similarity in the colour palette of both Phrolova's and Carlotta's outfits, with both wearing pink flowing garments contrasting with white. Also, Both outfits have a similar ribcage-like design to them on the front. Granted, Carlotta's via the material of her clothing flowing down her flanks, while Phrolova's is more in the design of a flower spreading out from her sternum. It's definitely a reach, but something that I could not help but notice. Also, their outfits do have a similar style to them, as if from the same region. Phrolova also conducts Tacit with what appears to be a flower in the guise of a baton, not unlike an orchestral conductor, and Carlotta has flowers flowing across her hairband. Continuing on the idea of flowers, let's look to the flower on the left hand of Phrolova and the flower on the stock of the rifle version of Carlotta's weapon, potentially being white lotus flowers, which have been known to symbolise rebirth, closing and reopening each day, similar to the cycle of the sun and the moon, which is quite fitting since we know Carlotta's origin of rinascita. Could Zhezhi be in charge of protecting Carlotta from Phrolova, her older sister, and the Fraxida she belongs to? I do find it interesting to think about, but what do you think? Be sure to let me know in the comments below on the potential of Carlotta and Phrolova being sisters, their shared history and potential shared future. How is Zhezhi involved in all of this? I would love to know your thoughts. Also, look out for my next video soon talking about the Sentinel of Rinascita and all that it could mean. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it and I'll make more videos like this. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Ta-ra.